Heavy challenge. It's
Wow.
penalty.
Wow.
It's Pepe against Henderson. And it's 1-0 to Arsenal. It's the usual delivery from over there on the left-hand side. It's actually too long. There's the chance. Oh, it's in. It's McGoldrick, and this time the flag stays down. Here's Dani Ceballos. He's got two to pick out. He didn't need anybody else. It's Dani Ceballos with an injury time goal that might well be the winner for Arsenal.
And a familiar feeling for Arsenal fans. For the 30th time you've made it into the FA Cup semi-final, a game which you may well be able to see here on BT Sport, of course. So frustration for Sheffield United, delight for Arsenal. Let's get the reaction of Shkodran Mustafi. He's with Matt.
Shkodran, obviously important win, and it came very late. I think you were getting ready, as we were, for extra time.
Yeah, well, normally I think just before we conceded the equaliser, I think that's the moment where we have to kill the game. But unfortunately we didn't. We conceded, but I think that shows character. I think the win against Southampton as well helped the team a little bit to get back confidence. And I think today we didn't give up, even when we got the equaliser, because you have to prepare for the extra time anyway. So we believed until the end, and we got rewarded. So happy with that.
Does it feel like a bit of a battle at the moment for you as a group, trying to find the right way to play together?
Yeah, but as well, sometimes you have to see what the opponent does. Sometimes it's not easy when the opponent throws a lot of bodies in front and a lot of long balls. I don't know what they give this goalkeeper to eat. He kicks it out of the stadium. So it's not always easy to find solution. When you're 1-0 up, the opponent suddenly goes with everyone to press you. But I think what I see is that this team believes in how we want to play football, and tries things even when sometimes it doesn't look as good as it should. But I think that it's a process, and we have to believe in the process. Then we have to continue. We have to get on board the ideas that the coach is giving us to try and develop to a team that we want to be. And as I said, this is a process, and we have to believe in it and go with it.
Yeah, you're an experienced defender. You'll be well aware your main teammate, if you like, in that position today, David Luiz, had a lot of stick in the last week or two. Can you offer us an insight? Has he been in training? Has he been fine? Has he water off a duck's back to a guy like him?
Sure. I think at the end of the day, we are all human beings. We make mistakes, and for a defender, life is not always easy. But he's experienced enough, and he knows how to deal with those situations. And for us, he's just a fantastic teammate that brings a lot of life into the dressing room. And his career speaks for itself. I think if you win what he has won, then you have done something right. And so for me, he's a big personality, and I'm happy to have him in the team.
And another trip to Wembley.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Well, it's a place they know well, of course. Look, Robin, I want to come back to you, really, and just carry on with the conversation we were having before the break. And it's a win for Arsenal. It's a place in the semi-finals. But you seem unimpressed. Give us more detail on why.
Well, because the pace is not high enough. Let me start with saying that I do believe in Mikel. I played with Mikel for 1 year, so I know how. But I do believe that if we give him time, and he should get all the time he needs, and not just months, he should get years. I do believe that he can get it right.
Robin, how do you think he changes that, though? I mean, we can all sit here and say, we think he can with time and stuff. Does he need good recruitment? Does he need to a big change of players within the dressing room? You know the dressing room at Arsenal. You know players and people that are still there. Is it a thing where characters need to be brought in, the right characters as well, that can influence these really good, talented young players?
Yeah, but what I believe is very important for Arsenal and for Mikel is that they should now finally find a way to fix the set pieces against corners, free kicks, crosses. It's like with every cross against Arsenal, it's just you're holding your breath. You're like, oh, it's almost a goal, it's almost a goal. So how do you fix that? You fix that with mental toughness. As you know as well, Rio, it's like when I played with you, with Vida, you will die to save the ball. You will put your head first. You will put everything to block a ball, you know, and that mentality is needed to really compete for trophies. And if I'm really honest, I don't really see that at the moment now. And that's not just now, because we talked about it for the last few months. We talked about it last year. You know, that is an issue. There was an issue even at my time when I was playing there. And how do you solve that? You need to find like true defenders who want to do absolutely everything to block that ball. And I think they should try to find those type of defenders. And I'm not saying that these guys are bad, you know. These guys are very good players. But there's like another level up if you really want to compete to winning trophies.
And that's what I worry about with Arsenal. This isn't a Mikel Arteta problem, what Robin's talking about there, in terms of just simple basics, defending, crosses, set pieces, etc. This was an Arsene Wenger problem at the latter stages of his tenure, Unai Emery's problem in his whole tenure. Defending the normal bog standard stuff that you do on a Sunday pitch with you. Defend your goal, head things, clear things, and let the other players you can.
Because if I'm really honest, I don't have the feeling that they're really competing to win the league at the moment. And I want them to do that, you know, because it makes the league more interesting, it makes it more exciting to watch. You know, this is what we all would like to see, but they really have to get the level or two up to really like defensively and going forward. Because now you see when Pepe is attacking, you can see that something is happening. But we would like to see that more is happening than just occasionally a shot or action. It's like you have to keep knocking on them doors. You know, you have to like keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Defensively, be solid, and offensively, you have to keep knocking on their doors.
I think that comes with time with Mikel Arteta in terms of his coaching, his philosophy on the training pitch, time with players to implement that and them ideas that he definitely has. But I think also that needs the responsibility then to the players that are there from before, who are experienced, the players that have been in the game for a long period. Lacazette played in Champions League football, experienced international player, Aubameyang, Mustafi, if he plays, David Luiz. These people are all players that have got big experience behind them. They have to assume that responsibility to bring these young, talented players on, because there's no doubt in Arsenal they have some very exciting, young, talented players. But those young players need guidance. They need to look at people and say, this is what we need to do to become an Arsenal player. That's the benchmark. But those players have to consistently do that on a regular basis, so them young players have something to work towards.
It's interesting for me to sit here and listen to the two of you talk. You know, you're not saying that Arsenal are an awful team as they are, but the two of you, you know, as winners of the Premier League, are saying it needs to be a level up. It needs to be another step forwards. But there is some talent, there is some quality in that Arsenal team. Yes. A lot of it revolves around the younger players. I want to talk to you about the winner. It was a good finish, wasn't it?
A very good finish. Now, he's a clever player. You know, because most players would cross it there. In a bit, Ceballos will get the ball. Here, most players would cross it there. He waits, he sees, second post is free for a cross. But he's like guessing, hoping that the keeper gambles. I think that the keeper doesn't do great here. He can keep his corner more closed, but it's a great goal, you know. It's really his idea to play it out like that from the first touch until his third touch now. So great goal, clever player.
I spoke about this a while ago. As a goalkeeper, defender, I'd be very upset with the keeper there, because I'm saying to the keeper, please, the front post, nothing goes through the front post. Now, the goalkeeper union might suggest something different, but when I was playing, that's how I used to feel. I'd tell my goalkeeper, you defend the near post. If it comes across, us defenders have to deal with it, and it goes in the far stick. One of us have to be there. And he shouldn't, the angle, I just feel you wouldn't want that to happen if he was playing in that game. He shouldn't be scoring from there for me.
OK, it's been an interesting chat of that, too. Proven winners sharing their mindset. We're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, plenty more from Rio, plenty more from Robin as well. And we're also going to be hearing from Mikel Arteta. But it was an interesting game, not just for us here in the studio, but also for the fans at home. We know how strange it is and how disconnected you currently feel with football, whether it's Premier League football, FA Cup football. You just simply can't be there to do your bit. We're trying to help. by offering the fans an opportunity to join us for the games. As you can see, they're a difficult day for those Sheffield United fans, and we will talk further in just a couple of moments. Stay where you are. Last night, it was a late winner for Manchester United to book their place in the semi-finals. We've just seen another late winner, this time for Arsenal, to book their place in the semi-finals. Very shortly, we'll find out who's going to join them, because we've got live coverage of Chelsea up against Leicester coming your way in just a few moments' time there from the King Power Stadium. That one is up next here on BT Sport 1 and BT Sport Ultimate. But we've just seen plenty of Arsenal, and actually you can see more Arsenal up against Norwich Wednesday, 5:30, also here on BT Sport 1. So let's get some quick reaction as well from our fan wall. First of all, commiserations to you Sheffield United fans. Look, Shahid, there is an issue here, isn't there, that you were looking so good going into the break, and Chris Wilder, I think, has got some work to do to try and find the Sheffield United that we got to know so well this season.
I think we played better second half, but we are missing something, and I think it's the fans that are missing, Jake. It's the connection that the Blades team have with the fans is phenomenal. And I think the urgency that they get from the fans actually pushing them on is something that's missing. I think it can be worked on. Obviously, it's a different without fans at the stadium and how it's going. I think that for me, that's what's missing. A bit of cutting edge up top as well. It could have been a different ball game.
All right, well, look, I hope your son and your nephew are OK with it. I'm sorry, lads, it wasn't the result you wanted. Your team aren't at Wembley, but good luck for the rest of the Premier League season. Thanks a lot.
Hi, Joe, Arsenal fan there. You must be delighted today, your team going to the semis. How did you guys fare, do you think, today?
I think defensively we had the issues we thought we would, especially from set pieces and long balls, and Sheffield United did brilliantly on attacking that. But going forwards, when it mattered, we managed to get the goals. Lucky with the penalty, I think. It was quite soft, but we put it in the back of the net when it mattered, and great to see Dani to score.
Listen, Joe, thanks for joining us. You can do the next bit for me. I want you to look straight down the camera and say, let's get the reaction of Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta. Go on.
Let's get the reaction from Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta.
It's easy as that.
Mikel, good win.
Yes, I'm really pleased. We are back to Wembley, a really tough place to come, and we got the result we wanted. We fight right until the end, and I really liked the spirit and the attitude of the team.
Yeah, because maybe in that few minutes before you scored the winner, the opposition team looked perhaps more likely.
Yeah, they are really good at what they do. They put you under pressure all the time with the direct play they do, how they approach the second phase. They are really good at what they do. They put you in trouble. We dealt with it really well for long periods of the game, but you know that some stage you're going to suffer. We did, but the reaction straight away was really good from us as well.
There's been obviously a lot of discussion about your older players, or some of them. Your young players were very good for you today, I thought, very mature.
Yes, they are evolving, and they are really willing, and they have a lot of personality to play. You can see the way they play today, and Eddie as well, the way he came on and how he fights with everybody. He doesn't care, so I really like that.
Yeah, a couple of wins in a few days, it makes a big difference, I would think.
It does, yeah. We needed that. We played 4 away games after the coronavirus, which is not an easy thing to do in the Premier League, and hopefully we can get some momentum going now.
How big's the job for you at Arsenal? How much have you now realised you want to do?
We still have a massive gap to fill in. We have to improve in many departments a lot. We have to respect the process. It's been really difficult. Stop, start. But yeah, we will get it right. I'm convinced of that, and we need a little bit of time. That's all.
Well done today.
Thank you very much.
And I think we'd all agree that we want to see him given time. He is obviously happy to be there, slightly frustrated with elements of their performance. But what about the Sheffield United dressing room now, particularly after they're getting that late equaliser and not holding on?
Oh, they'd be hugely disappointed. You could see it on the faces of the players walking off there. And they got themselves back into that position through creating a couple of chances, putting Arsenal under pressure, especially from set pieces, throw-ons and corners. And here, a long throw-on, they couldn't deal with it, holding, jumping into thin air, missing the ball. Plastic error with the clearance. And McGoldrick, I thought second half was very, very good in his hold-up play and bringing others into it. The sniffer dog scores the goal. So getting into this position after working so hard, you expect them to see that through and get into extra time, and then who the quality tells them. But they didn't get to do that, and I'm sure Chris Wilder will be very, very different. And I think Shahid, one of the fans earlier on the big wall we were speaking to, summed it up perfectly. They're missing their fans as much, if not more, than anybody else, because that place, Bramall Lane, especially when it's rocking, is a hard place to go for away teams.
Could have got the winner, actually, Robin, with Billy Sharp late on as well. I mean, that really would have lifted the roof off the place in previous times when it was full of Blades fans, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah. I do believe that Sheffield played well the first 15 minutes in the second half. They did well, and towards the end as well, they had a good period there with a couple of chances. So I think everyone thought that it was going to extra time, and I think we talked about it before as well. You know, if they put them crosses in, and throw-ins in, and corners in, that's how to put pressure on Arsenal, and they did it, but not long enough. Only that 2 short phases of doing that, and when they did it, they made it very hard for Arsenal.
Look, we can have a look at the penalty they won, which got them the first goal, Robin. And while we take a look at this, I just want to sort of talk to you about what the next few weeks holds for them, because there's some big tests coming up. They've got Wolves, they've got Leicester, they've got Tottenham, they've got Liverpool. They've seen it through here. We'll find out later on tonight who they face in the semi-final. But in the short term, rather than the long term and the recruitment, in the short term, what do you want to see more of from your old club?
I would like to see them like both defensively and offensively as well. I would like to see them more connected. I would like to see them play with a bit more intensity, you know, because at times today it was quite slow from both sides. But okay, we're talking about Arsenal, so more runs without the ball, more passing. More actions, stuff like that. So just to make it more exciting, you know, to watch.
Just to be clear, when you talk about the recruitment and the future for Arsenal, you're not just talking about the quality of the footballer, you're talking about the quality of the man, aren't you?
Yeah, and I think a lot of due diligence has to go into that, into looking at what type of characters you're bringing into that change room. We keep talking about the young players, they're a very good crop they've got there coming through. They need influencing in the right way by the right people. So it's so important who they bring in. Liverpool, they brought in Milner, they brought in Henderson, Virgil van Dijk. These guys set the tone in the training sessions on a daily basis. They set that culture to make sure that this is a great working environment to actually build success. And that's what Arsenal are looking for.